You get your little milk, you get a little bag of cereal. That's supposed to be your breakfast. You get one hot meal a day, that's 11:30 in the morning. At between 4 and 4:30 is your dinner.
Most of the food you get given inside is pretty nasty.
Beef and all-day breakfast or vegetarian.
What's that? That thing is pink.
All of it is grimy because it's not even cooked properly.
Cash man's are raw, bro. This is madness. So no, look, even the birds don't want to eat it.
You could buy more food in prison from the canteen if you have the money to spend.
Show us your kettle, cuz. Let me see it.
The kettle right here. Nothing in there right now, but it's prestige.
Yeah, you cleaned that out right, my guy. You cleaned that right.
Some prisoners, especially lifers or those on long sentences, manage to make a pretty decent meal in a kettle.
HMP cooking stuff. The most important thing about this is find the garlic and the onion. Here's one I made earlier. So anyway, got the fish in there, onion, garlic. How's that smell? Lovely.
You can only buy extra food if you've got the money to spend. You do get paid in prison. It's £2.50 a week if you're unemployed, and minimum £4 a week if you do work. Family and friends can also send you money. Even though they're not supposed to, prisoners buy and sell to each other, and prices for basic stuff can be stupid.
How much for a normal pack of tobacco?
Crazy. It got to about £500 a packet of, but like 30 grams of amber leaf, can you imagine? People were asking £500 for it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Man know about living like this in jail, boy. We've got packs upon packs.
30 grams of tobacco from your local shop is around £20. So that's a mad markup. And tobacco isn't the only expensive thing.
How much do phones go for in prison?
It depends on the prison. It depends if there's how much phones there is in the prison. If you go to a prison where there's nothing and you're the only man with it, a little small phone, we call them Zancos, they're like the size of your baby finger, or even smaller nowadays. They can go anything up to £3 grand.
You can get these phones on the outside for around £40.
Like you, just come fresh over the wall today.
Prisoners borrow and lend off each other, but it's not the best idea.
Don't borrow, don't lend.
Why not?
There's bullies. You've got people that will lend you stuff just to get you under their little radar, do you know?
In their pocket.
Yeah, in their pocket, like, and they'll see that you're vulnerable, do you know what I mean? And they'll take the mick out of it. So, yeah, just try and stay away from it.
There's a high chance that not paying your debts inside won't end well for you.
Guy owes him £25, yeah? £25, yeah? He nearly killed a man for £25 in my cell.
This guy is telling a story about how his old cellmate reacted when he was owed £25 by another prisoner.
My cellmate did like 25 stone, like massive, yeah? Grabbed the guy's collarbone, snapped it, broke his, snapped, I heard it snap. Got him on the floor, foot in the throat, batteries in the sock, beat his face, told there was no face left, yeah? Then got the kettle, melted his face.
Which guy, did you see his face melting off?
The guy's tried to crawl out the cell, but as he tried to crawl out the cell, my cellmate grabbed his face and his skin come off. Yeah, you can see...
Did you get that? Did you get that?
You can see the man's bones. To the point I had to tell my cellmate, stop this, bro.
The rain's gone mad.
It gets tense between prisoners, partly because there's so many locked up. There are over 94,000 people in prison across the UK. The latest stats show that over 20% of prisoners in England and Wales were held in crowded conditions. The government says the prison population might rise to more than 106,000 over the next 4 years. Ideally, prison cells only hold 2 people, but this prisoner is saying he's been locked up with 3 other inmates.
So you all had to use the same one toilet in one cell?
Same toilet, you had a shower in the toilet. We had to use everything which is each other's, the kettle, everything.
And how did you deal with that situation, in the overcrowded situation?
I just tried my best to just stay out of my cellmate's way and just learn to put up with it. Basically, that's it. Just gotta put up with it.
When you do get out of prison, usually you don't want to go back. In 2020, Dean was released after spending 5 years inside.
Can you tell me what's going through your head the night before you get released?
So much, like...
Especially spending a long amount of time in prison.
I couldn't sleep, like... I just knew that, like, all my people, they're gonna be waiting outside for me.
Fresh over, man. Come on.
How did you come out of prison?
I came out of jail, like, you know, the works, champagne, cars.
Oh, you're coming again! Ah! Go on.
I think I'd done that wrong. I think I should have done it in a totally different way. I didn't realise that took a toll on me as well. Even in that space, I couldn't act like myself, I acted like a different person. I didn't want to do that. But obviously, that's what made my people happy as well. I was coming out and, you know, so I said whatever to make them happy.
Dean's lived a crime-free life for over 3 years now. But that's not the case for everyone. The truth is, over 20% of prisoners reoffend after being released.
So do you feel like prison helps rehabilitate you?
No.
And why?
Because I've always done what I've done and I'll always do what I've done. So for me, there is no rehabilitation for drug dealers.
A lot of prisoners I've spoken to feel like they don't get any rehabilitation on the inside.
There's no real rehabilitation. There's structures in place to look like they are rehabilitating people, like courses that, you know, like I'm guessing the government make them do or whatever, but you're going to these courses and the people aren't even taking it seriously. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone gets the certificate at the end, whether you failed or not. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not really doing it, they're just going through the motions of it to show that they've done it.
The government pledged to reform the education system in prison, first in 2016 and then in 2019, as part of the Conservative Manifesto. Out of the 85,000 prison population today, just over 50% have completed the courses.
If you can say anything to the government, if you can send a message to the government, what would you say?
Make people's time purposeful, not just wasting them in workshops. So you're making T-shirts, you're making prison furniture. That's not helping someone prepare for release, do you know what I mean? I feel like that's setting someone up to fail, do you see what I'm saying? All right, for example, me being, before I went to prison, I never had a job. I didn't even know how to get a job or what a job was. Do you see what I'm saying? So why don't we prepare people for these things?
This isn't a place of rehabilitation, this is a place of punishment. And if you don't have a strong mind, then you will be punished in here, and you won't progress. You have to look for ways to progress.
A lot of people are coming out of jail and they've got nowhere to go. So what's going to happen after that? They still go back and end up committing crimes and that, just so they can survive. But they just need to put more things in place. And they say, in prison, it's rehabilitation or whatever, but you got to rehabilitate yourself. They're not doing that for you. You got to want to rehabilitate yourself. Do you know what I mean? And you also got to come out and do that yourself, because you come out and you're going to rely on them, you're going to go back to prison.
These videos from inside prison were uploaded online illegally. The phones come in all shapes and sizes, and some can even pass through metal detectors without getting picked up. A lot of people put them up their arse.
On this corner, bloody. Straight back on the thing. Straight back on the rascal.
Almost 8,000 phones were found by prison officers in a year. They can use these scanners to track them down.
If you got any phones, we're taking them off, yeah? Phones for you. Yeah.
Have you ever been found with a phone in prison?
Yeah.
What's the process, the punishment process?
You get a day where you go and sit in front of the outside judge, basically, yeah? And basically, you get a chance to explain yourself.
So it's like court?
Yeah, it's basically exactly like court.
If you get caught with a phone inside prison, you're risking extra time added to your sentence.
She gave me the maximum penalty, was like 40 or 50-something days, I think.
42 days?
Yeah, 42 days.
Would you say it's worth taking the risk?
What do you mean, though?
Was it worth making those videos?
If you're on your way out, you possibly can do it. But some people do it and they still got 2 years left, which you're just going to get terrorised your whole sentence by the officers in security.
Dean's not the only one who had time added onto his sentence because of his mobile.
Did you get caught?
Yeah, I've only got 5 videos filmed because I had it that little of amount of time.
What did you end up getting? What extra days?
I got 42 extra days for a smartphone. It was great to have, but it just got me 42 extra days, and it cost me £750 to lose what I and then lost it after probably 10 weeks of having it.
Did you ever get in trouble for taking these videos?
Yeah, I got 270 extra days for videos,
really?
Being on social media, taking pictures. Nearly a year extra on my sentence for what? So it's definitely not worth the punishment, do you know what I mean?